If quilt binding has ever felt harder than it should be, this video is for you. One simple step at your serger before you ever pick up your binding changes everything. Hey Serger Bees, I'm Sookie, your serger coach, and this is video 4 from the series 4 Ways Quilters Can Use a Serger. If you're just jumping in, welcome. But I'd encourage you to start with video 1 first. Plus, I created a beautiful free guide to accompany the series, and you'll find the link in the description. And just so you know, it doesn't matter what serger you have sitting in your sewing room. This series was made for you. A serger is a serger, and the technique we're talking about today in this video works across the board. Today, we are talking about quilt edge prep. And really quick, this step isn't just for quilts. If you do bag making, home decor, or basically anything where you're working with multiple layers, this video will apply to you. Here's the picture. Your quilt is done. It's quilted, it's squared up, it's beautiful. You've got 3 layers, your quilt top, your batting, and your backing. And all 3 of those layers need to stay together and stay stable while you work through the binding process. Without any stabilization, those layers can shift on you. They can stretch at the edges. The batting can fray or pull. And by the time you've worked your way around all 4 sides, things aren't quite as even and squared up as you'd like them to be. What we're going to do is run all 3 layers together through the serger using a 3-thread overlock wide and lightly stitch all the way around the edge of the quilt. That stitch wraps around the raw edge, holds all 3 layers together, and gives the edge a very minimal trim, just enough to even things out. This is not a structural stitch. This is a prep stitch. Think of this as getting your quilt ready for its final step. And speaking of that final step, this edge prep technique is especially great if you plan to attach your binding by sewing machine. It gives you a clean, stable edge that feeds through your machine evenly and makes the whole process so much more controlled. Now, if you want to take it even further at your serger, video 5 is going to be a game changer. We're talking about using fusible thread to attach your binding, no pins, no shifting, just clean and controlled. And we're attaching the edges and the binding all in one swoop. But let me be very clear, that is a completely different approach to finishing. However, it might just become your new favorite way to bind a quilt. But first, let's get through this lesson because what you learn here is gonna set you up beautifully for so many future projects. Let's talk about the blade for just a moment because I know the blade makes some people nervous. And honestly, I completely understand that, especially when we're talking about a finished quilt that you have spent days, weeks, maybe months on. And hey, no judgment, maybe even years. That quilt matters. I get it. When we do quilt edge prep, the blade is up and it will trim as you go. But here's how I want you to think about it. We are giving the edge of your quilt a hair trim, not a haircut. We are just barely touching that edge, just enough to clean up any frayed fibers, just kissing the edge of those materials to make everything even. We are not cutting into your quilt. I promise you, this blade is not going to hurt that quilt you worked so hard on. If this still makes you uneasy, test on a small quilt sandwich scrap first. A few pieces of fabric with batting between them. Run it through and see exactly how minimal that trim is. I think once you see it, you'll feel a lot better about it. Okay, Serger Bee, let's get your machine set up. Follow your manual and use your threading guide. Remember, your manual is your best friend. And if you've misplaced it, a quick Google search with your make and model will usually turn up a PDF version online. For this technique, we're using a 3-thread overlock wide. That means your left needle plus your upper and lower loopers. Just 3 threads, nice and straightforward. Because you're stitching through multiple layers at once, make sure you've got a larger needle. I'd recommend the 9014. This will help you avoid skip stitches. As always, check your manual for the correct needle system. ELX 705 or 13705H. If you need a refresher on needle types, head back to video 1 or check the free guide. Tensions. If your serger has traditional tension dials, start with all 3 set to 4. Left needle, upper looper, and lower looper. If your machine has automatic tensions, just make sure you've selected the correct stitch before you begin and let the machine handle it from there. For stitch width, you want to land somewhere between 5 and 7. I'd encourage you to play with this one. Go as narrow as you can without the stitch bunching up. We want just enough to hold all those layers together without adding any unnecessary bulk at the edge where your binding will sit. Now, when it comes to stitch length, between 3 and 4, because you're going through your quilt top, batting and backing all at the same time. A longer stitch is going to serve you better here. It moves through those layers more smoothly. Next is differential feed. Start at 1, then drop to 0.7 if your layers start to bunch as they move through. And if your machine has a presser foot pressure control, that's worth playing with here too, because you're going through multiple layers. Reducing that pressure can really help everything feed more smoothly. And if you have a clear or plastic presser foot, try swapping to that one. Because it's lighter weight, it tends to glide over multiple layers much more easily than a heavier metal foot. Try everything in small increments and see what your machine responds to best. Test on a scrap quilt sandwich first and see how it feels before you move on to the real thing. Remember, your settings might be slightly different than mine, and that is completely okay. Every serger, even if it's the same make and model, has its own personality. But inside the free guide, I designed a page just for you to write down your final settings. Test first, adjust for your layers, your thread, and when you land on something that you love, add a little swatch right there for next time. And if you like this kind of calm, step-by-step teaching, Serger Escape was made for you. It's my beginner serger course. It only happens a few times a year, and enrollment is intentionally kept small. So get your name on the wait list. You'll find that link inside the free guide. All right, Serger Bee, when you're ready to stitch, make sure your quilt is fully quilted and squared up first. This step comes after all the quilting is done, not before. Hold on to those thread tails at the beginning and guide them behind the presser foot for the first few stitches. Use your left hand to hold those thread tails back and out of the way, and let your right hand guide the quilt. This is actually a really important serger habit to build. Left hand holds, right hand guides. It keeps everything moving smoothly and prevents those thread tails from getting pulled back up into the loopers right at the start of your seam. It's just a good habit to get into. Guide your quilt through at a slow, steady pace. And really quick, are those shoulders creeping up? I've been teaching sergers for over 25 years, and I promise it happens to everyone right about now. So relax your shoulders, you've got this. Keep an eye on that blade as you stitch, and remember, hair trim, not hair cut. You are barely kissing that edge. And when you get to the end, go ahead and cut those thread tails. And don't worry about anything unraveling. This edge is getting covered by binding, so it's all going to get stitched right down anyways. Work your way around all 4 sides, and then you're done. Your quilt edge is now stabilized, even, and ready for binding. Serger Bees, this technique is not mandatory. Quilters have been binding beautiful quilts for a very long time without using a serger. However, if binding has ever felt fussy or frustrating and you've got a serger sitting there staring at you, the step is worth trying. A few minutes at your serger and the whole process will feel calmer. I promise. This is just one more way your serger can work for you and help you as a quilter. And now that you've learned this edge prep option, I cannot wait to show you what's coming in video 5. We're using fusible thread to attach and finish your binding all in one swoop, right in one of your loopers. And I'm going to show you a few steps in there that you might not have seen before, including my own spin on crossing over and finishing the join. One of my Serger Dream Club members saw it and said, "Why didn't anyone think of this sooner?" So until I see you next time, I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye.